There are a lot of different, very good alternatives to fire extinguishing with chemicals. Of all the alternatives that we have, Inergen is, I would say, the best that will actually cover almost, if not every application for the chemicals. Inergen can be used instead without any sacrifices. It is efficient. It will extinguish the fire very quickly. It is safe for people, much safer than anything else. It is not harming the materials inside the enclosure, and it is not harming the environment at all. It's completely naturally compatible. Basically it's air. So we borrow the air to extinguish the fire and just let it back into the atmosphere again. So it's a very, very good alternative. I would even say that, why do we have the chemicals? Because they are not needed, they are not necessary. Only for the people who deliver them and manufacture them. Of course it's necessary for them, but not for the consumer, the end user, who has to have a good fire extinguishing system for his application. Of all the benefits of Inergen, of course, the personal safety is very significant. Inergen is like the air we breathe, and the composition of Inergen secures that the people breathing Inergen, they will have the same amount or even a slightly increased amount of oxygen available to the brain during the exposure to the Inergen extinguishing concentration. That is maybe the big advantage compared to the other inert gases. From the perspective of extinguishing efficiency, it is very efficient. You can design your system so that you extinguish as fast as you want to. It's only an engineering matter. In the standards, you can use 60 seconds discharge time or 120 seconds discharge time. But essentially, you can actually design your system to the application you need. So therefore, Inergen does not need to be discharged in, for example, 10 seconds like the chemicals, because they have a lot of breakdown products. Inergen doesn't have any breakdown products. So therefore, it's also very gentle to the materials which is inside the room. So even with the presence of the fire, you don't have any corrosive or toxic products coming out of the use of Inergen. It's the cleanest way to actually extinguish the fire. If you compare Inergen to the chemicals, the clean agent chemicals, Inergen can be used in all the applications where you today use the chemicals, the PFAS substances. However, there may be one interesting exception, and that's if you don't have any possibility of having overpressure venting. For example, if you had like an underground bunker with no ventilation or anything, then you could not use Inergen, because then you would just increase the pressure inside the compartment, and then it would not work correctly. In such an application, through 40 years, I've never seen such an application, but theoretically, you could have an application like that, where the PFAS substances are the only alternative that can be used. If you don't want to use water, of course, water can be used in such an application without any issues at all. The Inergen USPs, they are the personal safety, the safety for people. It's totally environmental compatibility. It does not have any negative effects on the environment. The effect on materials, there's no effect on materials. Everything that can be exposed to air can be exposed to Inergen. And of course, the efficiency in fire extinguishing is also a very important USP. The relative weight of Inergen when it is mixed into air is near the relative weight of air. So therefore, it's also easy to maintain the extinguishing concentration inside an enclosure for a long time. And particularly for deep-seated fires, that's a very important thing, because there it is essential to actually hold the extinguishing concentration for a certain time. That may be very difficult with the PFASs. Inergen is perfect in that respect.